Hello everyone, this is your favorite Murtad live once again, and today I have Brother Sam with us with Unit Ibn Fuwan, the
Yep.
Farooq guy.
Yep.
Alright, so this is the one. I'm gonna start from 10 minutes marker.
You with me or you? This is why you didn't want me to ask the question.
Well,
Right?
this is why.
This is why.
See, look, like that's what I'm saying. Every time you will see the mocking. Every time, but now let's move forward.
Exodus 21, 20, 21. Read the verse for us, Mr. Wood.
2021. Notwithstanding, if he remains alive a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his property.
Keep going.
If men
Oh,
fight
no, I'm
and
sorry.
hurt,
20 and 21. You didn't read the
and if a man beats his male or female servant with a rod so that he dies under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he remains alive a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his property.
So you, David, would believe that God, Jesus, allowed that if a person beats their slave, and as long as his beating is severe enough that he dies a day later, you cannot punish the man because a human being is another human's property that he can kill just letting him live a day.
A couple issues. One, the position of Christians, according to the New Testament, is that God did allow things in the past that He didn't approve of. They didn't think are good, but because of the hardness of our hearts, He allowed us to do them. Right?
Wow, this is amazing. Can you?
It's not. It's basic Christianity. When Jesus is asked about divorce, can you divorce your wife or any?
Brother, do you want to say something before I
Yeah.
start?
Now, let me show you why this guy's a fat slob.
Thank
We're going to do a thorough exegesis of Exodus 21. We're going to bury his prophet. And I mean, how much more can we bury Muhammad? He's already in hell, right?
Amen.
Okay, now, do me a favor, brother. Go to Exodus 21. Open up the entire chapter because
Alright.
I'm going to show you what he did not quote.
Brother, okay, let's read 21, 20.
Anyone who beats their male or female slave with a rod must be punished if the slave dies as a direct result. Okay, right. So if you kill him, notice the slave's life is equal to his master's life. Number one, pay attention. Just because he's a slave or she's a slave, and just because she's a woman, doesn't mean that the master gets away scot-free if the slave dies. If the slave dies, the master must be killed because their life is equal. Did you pay attention to that?
Wow.
Their
Nice.
life is equal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, he stopped at 21, but he didn't read the rest of it. But they are not to be punished if the slave recovers after a day or two, since the slave is their property. Now, when it means punish, meaning that you don't kill the owner. But does that mean the owner does not get punished if the slave survives? No. Now go to 26, what he did not read. Go
Oh.
to 26 and 27, what he did not read.
An owner who hits a male or female slave in the eye and destroys it must let the slave go free to compensate for the eye. And an owner who knocks out the tooth of a male or a female slave must let the slave go free to compensate for the tooth.
So notice, if he's injured the slave is free. But that doesn't mean now, if he injured the slave, he frees the slave, he can no longer own him, even though he purchased him. That doesn't mean he doesn't get punished, because now read again. Let me read 26, 27 to show you that if an injury is inflicted on a slave, he's automatically free. She's automatically free. An owner who hits a male or female slave in the eye and destroys it must let the slave go free to compensate for the eye. An owner who knocks out the tooth of a male or female slave must let the slave go free to compensate for the tooth. But now here's what's interesting. These two verses follow up verses 22 to 25. Now read 22 to 25.
All right. 22. If people are fighting and hit a pregnant woman and she gives birth prematurely, but there is no serious injury, the offender must be fined whatever the woman's husband demands and the court allows. But if there is serious injury, you are to take life for life. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Burn for burn, wound for wound, bruises for bruises.
Now 26 and 27.
An owner who hits a male or female slave in the eye and destroys it must let the slave go free to compensate for the eye. And an owner who knocks out the tooth of the male or female slave must let the slave go free to compensate for the tooth.
Did you see? It's not a coincidence that God inspired Moses to sandwich what happens to the owner when he punishes a slave with what's called the lax talionis, eye for an eye, tooth for an eye, meaning that the punishment, eye for an eye, is applicable to the owner, not only letting him go free, but also suffering due injury. Did you catch it?
Yep.
Now, why didn't he read the rest of it?
I would ask, why did David would not read the rest of it as well? He's a son of a devil anyways, Ibn Foban. David would should have read the rest.
Yeah, the only problem is because David, remember, not everyone, and I'm not trying to boast, may God destroy my pride, can recall the scriptures. But what this teaches everyone here is a very valuable lesson. Here's the lesson you need to learn. Learn to read the verses before and after. That's all. What happened was David stopped at 21. Why? Okay, Dave, read the rest of it. See what else it says right beyond it. So if you read from 20 to 26, you see that this is thoroughly just, because you see the slave is not inferior to the owner. In fact, these laws presuppose that the slave has equal value to the owner, which is why if the slave dies, the owner must be killed. And if the slave is injured, you inflict similar injury to the owner, as well as let the slave go free. How in the world are these laws inhumane? Can you explain that to me?
Because Ibn Foban did not see the rest of it. He was saying, so you will put the slave in ICU, urgent care, and you will still not be punished. But he didn't read the rest. That's the
You
thing.
won't be punished, huh? Is that what it said?
Yeah, oh, yes, sir. I can show you.
No, I'm saying, is that what we just read? Is that what it said?
Oh, no, not at all. This is very clear.
Eye
This is
for
very
an
clear.
eye, tooth for tooth, right?
Exactly.
And by the way, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth does not just apply for if a woman is caused to deliver prematurely and the baby dies. This command is found throughout the Pentateuch in different contexts. For example, can you do me a favor?
Yes, brother, please.
Go to Leviticus 24 and read from verse 19. Okay.
19. Anyone who injures their neighbors is to be injured in the same manner. Fracture for fracture. Sorry.
Wait, say it again.
Anyone who injures their neighbors is to be injured in the same manner.
So wait, is the slave a neighbor?
Slave, a neighbor. Yes, apparently, yes.
Neighbor means someone who's a sojourner who lives with you in your midst.
Yes, according to the biblical terminology, yes.
And so what did Leviticus 24:19 say? You do, if you injure your neighbor, what happens to you?
Is to be injured in the same manner.
Now read 20.
Fracture for fracture, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. The one who has inflicted the injury must suffer in the same injury.
You caught it?
Absolutely.
So you got it, right? Now when we read in context, anything wrong with this command?
That's absolutely eye for an eye command in a general terminology.
Anything wrong with the command now that we
No.
read in context?
Not at all.
In fact, doesn't it show that God loves and honors the life of slaves and holds their lives as equal to the owners? So that if an owner kills a slave, the owner is dead. And if the owner injures the slave, similar injury will be inflicted on him.
Absolutely, according to the biblical teaching. Even Exodus 21
you
was.
let him go, you free him?
Yes, sir.
Free her, which he said
Yes.
no, right? The fat slob, the lying son of the devil, said no, right?
Exactly.
And yet we just read the context saying you let him go, you let her go.
You
On
just
top of
finished.
you suffering similar injury, right?
Yes, you just finished Ibn Fuban in less than 5 minutes, which David would.
End of story.
Yeah,
This
which
is
David
why.
would do.
By the way, brother, this is why he fears me and he's slandering me, saying I called the FBI after him or I wrote a threatening letter. You know why, right? Because he knows I'm his nightmare, because I'm his God's nightmare by the power of Jesus Christ. He knows what I'm going to do to him, and he's afraid. Go to chapter 2, verse 178. Right there, it was over, right? We can end the session, right?
Exactly. This thing is over already.
Watch here.
Is Sahih International okay translation for you?
I guess so. I don't know. I haven't read it.
Okay. Or you who believed, prescribed for you is legal retribution for those murdered, the free for the free, the slave for the slave, and the female for the female.
Pause right there. Did you
Yes,
catch
I
it? The
yes,
Quran says you can't kill a free man if he's killed a slave or a woman.
exactly.
Only way a free man can be killed is if he killed a free man. Only way a slave will be killed if he killed a slave. Only way a female will be killed if she killed a female. But if a slave kills a female, you can't kill the slave. If a female kills a slave, you can't kill the female. If a female kills the male, you can't kill the female. If a male kills a slave, you can't kill the male. If the male kills a female, you can't kill the female. And this fat bastard has the audacity to complain about the Bible? Right?
Absolutely. But whosoever overlooks from his brother, i.e., the killer, anything, then there should be a suitable follow up and a payment to him with good conduct. This is an elevation from your Lord and a mercy. But whosoever transgresses after that will have a painful punishment.
You got it right there. Now, here's what it even gets worse. Some have tried to use 545 to say that 178 was abrogated. Now, I'm going to show you why that's embarrassing.
Yes,
and let me just say it. So if I'm a free man, I kill a slave, then my slave has to die for me. If my slave kills a free man, that means if we're going to be consistent, you're going to have to kill me, the free man who owns him. If a female kills a slave, then that means I have to kill her slave. Right? You see how it works? This is how stupid this religion is. But now, notice, according to some commentators, 2178 was abrogated. 2178 was abrogated. So let's have fun. Keep going.
yes. Okay. O you who believe, retaliation is prescribed for you in the matter of the murders ones. The freeman for freeman. A freeman who premeditatedly
kills another free man.
premeditatedly kills another freeman.
A slave who premeditatedly kills another, and the female for the female. A female who premeditatedly kills another. The verse was revealed regarding two Arab clans, but is abrogated by the verse 545. We're going to come back to that in a minute. And yes, by the way, thank you, Ether. Another point. Thank you, brother. There's so much to cover. Ether says, and the blood money for a non-Muslim is half the price of a Muslim life. Thank you, Ether. Guys, did you hear it? So if a Muslim kills a Jew or Christian who's living under Islamic State, paying jizya, and has the right to exist, then not only does he pay blood money, but half the price, because the life of a Jew or Christian is half the value of a Muslim life, even that of a Muslim woman. I'm not lying. This is all facts. Thank the Lord Jesus that this dog bark is now expose him. But now, some will tell you, because like Muhammad Hijab, that coward, Mimi Nikab, he tried to say that this passage was abrogated, ironically. I just listened to it a day ago by 545. But two facts. That means for a period of time, Allah and his messenger allowed the most unjust punishment to be inflicted up until this passage was abrogated. For example, up until this passage was supposedly abrogated, that means a free man who killed a slave or a female could not be put to death. So even when you say it's abrogated, that means your stupid God allowed this punishment to continue for a period of time until it was abrogated. So my question is, why did your stupid God even give this verse to begin with? Why didn't he give the better verse that's more just from the get-go, from the start? Why didn't he give lax talionis, eye for an eye, from the beginning? Why reveal a verse where a free man, if he kills a slave, gets away scot-free because you can't put him to death? Or if a free man kills a female, he gets away scot-free because you can't put him to death? Why not give 545, which supposedly abrogated this verse from the beginning? Oh, stupid Allah. But now it gets worse, because you know what verse abrogates it? Go to chapter 5, verse 45 to see.
And we ordained for them therein a life for a life, an eye for an eye, a nose for a nose, an ear for an ear, a tooth for a tooth, and for wounds is legal retribution.
Now, guess what this means, brother? Here, the Quran is quoting the lax talionis of the Torah. It's saying we are ordained in the Torah given to the Jews, eye for an eye, life for a life, eye for an eye, nose for a nose, tooth for a tooth. In other words, the Quran takes the command given in Exodus and Leviticus and Deuteronomy and enjoins Muslims to follow it, which means that even Muhammad saw this law is superior to Allah's command in 2178, and shows that Muhammad understood that this law applies even in the case of a man killing a slave. So if
And
a
we
man
already
kills
did
a
that.
slave, he's got to be put to death. According to what law, Muhammad? The law in the Torah. Or not the law you gave in 2178. No. My God was stupid. He made a mistake. So we're going to correct my God because we're going to quote the Torah, which is better than the command of my God.
Hallelujah.
Now, you understand how this just buried the Slav, right?
Exactly.
Because according to Muhammad's understanding of this very law of Exodus 21, found in Leviticus 24, 19 to 20, and Deuteronomy 19, 21, same law, Muhammad understood that this law given by Moses and his God, the true God of Moses, means that if a free man kills a slave, that free man must die. If he injures a slave, then he suffers the same injury that he inflicted on the slave and let the slave go. So that means even Muhammad understood how just and fair this law is, and it's applicable even to the master and the free man just as much as a slave. And he used that law to abrogate the law given to him by his God.
Yoo-hoo!
Did you catch it?
Oh yes.
Right?
We just read it. We just read it already. We just read this.
You see? So doesn't that mean that Muhammad understood this command like I did? That if an owner injures a slave, not only is the slave free, he suffers the same injury. And if an owner kills a slave, then he is to be killed. He understood it the same way I did, right?
Absolutely.
And how do I know? Because the commentary attributed to Ibn Abbas said that command 2178, where it says a free man cannot be put to death for a slave or a female if he kills them, abrogated by 545, so that if he's a free man, he killed a slave, he still must die.
Now check this out. What's going to happen over here? This is the last point that I'm gonna talk about, and then I'm going to end this. Check this out, guys. But this is very important point.
If you came to my library, I would have taught you this, but you didn't. Now, let's go back to this. When we talk about insan here, the reference is to Adam. But you didn't know that. You went on this whole rampage not knowing that, which I could have helped you go off on. We are not saying as Muslims that David Wood was clay and then he became this person. No, insan here is a reference to Adam. See, if you just listen, right? So now all of that stuff that he was saying that, oh, human's main component should be clay, then we don't claim that, because insan, if you had read the actual tafsir, the reference there is to Adam. Adam was created in a unique way, that we are not created that way. We are created through the coming together of another ma. Ma here also has, when you're talking about insan's creation, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, now,
Which name did he take
Ibn
for
Abbas.
this is about, not about Adam, but sorry, this is not about all humans, but it is about Adam.
Yeah, according to Ibn Abbas, and he said
According
Ibn
to, did
Abbas.
he said it according to Ibn Abbas, right, brother?
Yeah.
Okay. He is talking about Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse number 12. That here it is talking about Adam, and he quoted Ibn Abbas. Brother, what does Ibn Abbas says over here, brother?
Verily we created man, the son of Adam, from a product
What
of
what
wet
what what
earth.
what not
The
Adam?
the son of Adam.
Not the Adam?
No?
He said it's about, when Allah talks about insan, he talks about Adam, not the son of Adam. The son of
Mm.
Adam were created by male and
And
female
by the way,
partner.
guys, the son of Adam means you, me, Adam Seeker, Rob Christian, all of you, the son of Adam. So basically the children of Adam.
So
Right.
so he quoted what?
He quoted Ibn Abbas.
And he said, according to Ibn Abbas, here the insan means Adam,
The
not
children,
sons
the
of Adam.
Beni Adam, yeah, Beni Adam, the children of Adam.
But he said, Ibn Abbas said that here insan, the word in chapter number 23, verse number 12, insan does not means humans, it means Adam. That's what he said. What does, and he said Ibn Abbas, if you read the tafsir, you will see even Ibn Abbas quoted, it is not, it is Adam. But what
Yeah.
does Ibn Abbas says, brother?
Yeah, the children of Adam. You,
Thank you so
me,
much.
we are all from what earth, basically
Be-
clay,
because
right?
that's what Quran 23:12 is saying. Quran
Yeah,
23:12 is saying, "Walaqad khalaqnal insan," not
yeah.
Adam.
No,
It
it
is
doesn't say.
saying,
Yeah, the
"Walaqad khalaqnal
mankind.
insan,"
Insan means mankind.
mankind, the sons of Adam. We
Exactly.
created man from the fine extract of clay, not by the water.
You see, guys, how he fabricates, how he lies, even about the Quran. Did you catch it? He lied without any shame. He lied about his Quran. He just thrown his prophet under the bus. He thrown Allah under the bus, and he thrown Ibn Abbas under the bus. Wow.
And he said Ibn Abbas. So this is
Yeah.
Ibn Abbas. The
Guys,
sons of Adam. Ibn Abbas is such a nice scholar. We have to accept whatever Ibn Abbas is saying because Ibn Fuban said that. So now the sons of Adam
oh boy.
instead, man, the sons of Adam. But he said, even according to Ibn Abbas, it's about Adam. That's it. Full stop. End of story.